Hello everyone, this is Steve Thornley along with David DiVito, and we're here to talk about the end of the HEDIS season here on HEDIS TV. Dave, why don't you introduce our guests? Even though they really don't need an introduction, why don't you do it anyway?
Okay, well, they've been with us before, so if you're fans of the show, you guys already know. We have Kim Williams here, who is a HEDIS expert, and she doesn't have any scars left over from the HEDIS season, so no new scratches or scars. She survived. And then Charles Slattery, who is in New York. Correct, Charles?
Yes, sir.
And he is a rock star and a HEDIS rock star. So both of them survived the season. They probably have some great battle stories to share with us. And we're just excited to talk about and share with you how the HEDIS season wraps up and what that means going forward, Steve.
Yeah, so we've got some questions. And by the way, if you still want your HEDIS Geek bumper sticker, RJ's going to pass over just to do a little bit of housekeeping. We still have HEDIS Geek bumper stickers, and you can get yours at your local Walmart, Walgreens. No, I'm just kidding. You can only get them here.
Charles has his
Charles
also.
has his. Okay, cool. But you got to let us know that you watch the show. So you can email me, steve@carenational.com, david@carenational.com. Send us a smoke signal. Beat a garbage can, ring the dinner bell, whatever it takes, and we can still hook you up with one of these great HEDIS Geek bumper stickers. The crazy thing about this is if you really do put it on your car bumper, no one will have any idea what you're talking about. So you really need to put it somewhere where, you know, your friends and coworkers
it's like honk for HEDIS, right? One of those deals.
Maybe that would be a good bumper sticker. Honk for HEDIS or Needus for HEDIS.
I like that.
Needus for HEDIS is a great slogan. Anyway, so we're going to be on hiatus, obviously, for the summer because there's not a lot going on with HEDIS. There's some, right, Kim? There's stuff going on, but just not as aggressively as we just were. So, yeah, let's talk to you guys. Let's talk about the season. So who wants to start? Who wants to tell us, you know, in 90 words or less, or 90 seconds or less, what was going on? How did it go?
Well, for me, of course, you know, I have to go first because Charles is second.
If you're not first, you're last.
Bobby.
We had an interesting season. There isn't an HEDIS that isn't interesting. This year we kind of had a slower influx of charts. They came, instead of in large dumps of records, they came in kind of small dribbling amounts all the way through the project. But my team actually touched over 23,000 members. So they stayed incredibly busy. They did a phenomenal job. And of course, we are after abstraction. So even after the abstractors had looked at everything, we still were able to find 533 instances of compliance that were missed, or we got from the claim system, or from immunization registries that we were able to tap into. So altogether, it was exhausting and successful.
Very good. What about you, Charles?
Hi, guys. Interesting year as well. We must be the season. We had also a slow influx, steady but slow. We had a big bulk of records come in through our first mailing with one client. Our other client, they do their own collection. My team just did audits, and we surpassed you a little bit, Kim. We did about 25,000 members, just audits. So those numbers were submitted on Tuesday. We're waiting to hear back that we've passed the audit first round, and that would be just top off the HEDIS season perfectly. My other client was still going. We're going until the 25th, so we're extended a little bit, and we are just under 3,000 with that. They're a smaller plan, and continuing to work.
Nice. Nice. So one of the questions that I kind of have right off the bat is, and probably this would be more for Kim because she was doing the front end, what what were there any challenges presented with the new CMS requirements for 2018? And if so, what were those challenges?
Which challenges are you talking about, Steve?
Well, let's name your top 3. How does that sound?
Plenty to choose from.
No, we didn't face any challenges as far as new CMS requirements. Of course, we do commercial instead of Medicare.
Okay.
So, all of our challenges were, of course, getting providers to acknowledge that they did see the member on 25 different occasions, even though they said that's not my patient. So that's the challenge we face. So CMS, I think the challenges would more so be an issue for the people that are looking for those stars rating in the Medicaid measures.
Gotcha. So were your abstractors also your chart chasers, or did you have people doing the chart chasing?
The way that our workflow is that we have a pursuit team that actually is the staff that pursues the records. We have an abstraction team and then my research team.
Okay.
So it is, they faced Pursuit faced a lot of challenges this year. It's just, hearsay information. I was telling Charles before we started, we found out that some plans were, before providers were ever even asking for payment, some plans were prepaying providers.
Wow.
Within records. So, yeah, it's becoming harder and harder. I know that they are flooded with requests from every possible health plan in the United States all at the same time. But it was really more challenging, I think, this season than any other season getting those records in.
Okay. What about for you, Charles? What were some of your challenges?
Right now, our challenge is one of my clients is in Massachusetts, and I had a significant amount of my chases were single 1 or 2 charts from these providers that are in these rural areas, and getting them to get in contact with them, getting the proper address, fax number, contact person, following up with them, and getting them to send us the records is our biggest challenge right now. This larger sites where we were able to send an MRT, a medical record tech on site to collect the records, we didn't have as many of those this year. We had a lot of outside agencies, like Kim was stating, that were holding our records hostage until we submitted payment for them, and that's really not how it works.
Wow.
We didn't have any prepay incidences, but they do a lot of, I send out some letters, request letters with big second notice, final response, this is due by such and such a date, and some of them respond more to that. I have a great team based out of Florida. I was doing my record collection this year, and they are very aggressive, and we are steadily reaching towards our 95 or better % of collection.
You know that why that is, though, that occurred is because there's a lot of retired Italians in Florida. Would you say that, Dave?
Here we go. Yeah, none of my relatives, unfortunately, but yeah.
We're going to send Uncle Vito up there to get those charts.
Break a leg, literally, right?
Yeah.
Hey,
figuratively and literally.
They wouldn't have been holding you back in that case, for sure. We'd have made things happen quick.
All right, wonderful. Well, we're up for our first break, so we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with Charles and Kim and Dave. Sorry, I don't mean to leave you out. But
welcome to my world at carenational.
Oh, come on. We'll be back right after this.
Welcome to Med Review, a leading audit and independent review organization with 40-plus years of service to the healthcare industry, providing medical reviews, quality audits, and health services management. Our goal is to improve the world of healthcare by helping your organization preserve quality, control expenses, and boost your bottom line. MedReview serves health insurance companies, government agencies, attorneys, and labor organizations. MedReview provides quality surveillance and independent medical evaluations, utilization management, managed care assessments, medical audits and reviews, including DRG coding validation, HEDIS and QAR, charge audits, readmission review, and more. To find a winning audit and review solution for your organization's challenges, contact MedReview now at 212-897-6000 or medreview.us.
Thank you. Thank you to all the nurses who inspire us with your work. To all the nurses who embrace innovation. And to those whose influence has shaped the world of healthcare as we know it today. Your hard work and dedication does not go unnoticed. So from us here at CareNational,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. David DiVito here with Steve Thornley on the final HEDIS broadcast of the season, and we are with Kim Williams and Charles Slattery as well. Guys, I have a couple questions for you really quick. I know that as we're wrapping everything up right now, that a lot of people are looking for opportunities that they can work on through the summer and into the fall, and also so really, what types of positions can nurses maybe be looking for or opportunities? But also, what advice do you have someone really at any level that participated in HEDIS to maybe prepare themselves better for next season? We have quite a few people that are being asked back by our clients that say, hey, you did a great job this year. We'd love to have you back next year. Is there anything maybe in the off season that they can do to better set themselves up for success next year?
I always advise my staff to read the audits or the overreads that I've done for them because they can always, they can learn. People become defensive about making mistakes, and I always try to tell my staff when I audit their work, it's not about you need to defend your work, it's about you need to learn from a mistake. So re-reviewing their audits or their overreads to identify some of the errors that they made. I always think that they need to follow the NCQA, sign up for their updates, read the information, and if they want to branch out into, some people are kind of pigeonholed into a small number of measures when they get their HEDIS job, if they want to brush up on the other measures. So make sure that they read all of the standards on, what is compliance and what are allowable providers and what are we looking for. So I think you can do a lot during the off season to prepare yourself for your next season.
Great advice, Charles. Do you have thoughts on that?
Yeah, I agree with Kim. It's always, unfortunately, NCQA doesn't come out with the new specs for the next year until after the end of October or early November. So that's, if any changes are being made, that's when you need to brush up on that stuff. But over the summer, it's a great idea is going over with your staff any kind of audits on the mistakes that they've made. And it's all a learning experience. I don't like to be caught with making mistakes, and it is a pride, ego thing at times, and you'll debate back and forth. There's some gray areas within some of the specs. So interpretation is big, and everybody being on the same page with interpreting the data as whether it's compliant or not. And that's always good to reinforce that during the downtime, so that it's not a learning curve once you get going. That learning curve's already been established, and you do a better job each and every year. I had a really great team of reviewers this year with my one client, and that's all we did were audits, and we found a significant amount of mistakes that would have failed audit if they got pulled, so I'm really proud of the team that I had worked with this year, and it's all due to all the extensive training that we did and the overreads and following up with any of the new measures. And also, right, the one client I have, we did 12 measures, 14 measures. You know, another client we did 9 measures. So it is good to know, you know, the more experience you have with the criteria, the better.
That's great advice, guys. Thanks. Steve?
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, this might be a good time to kind of jump in and talk about our HEDIS certification. Now, we don't have a lot of information to advertise about that right now, but we will have our website up here hopefully in a couple of days, which is HEDIScertify.com. And carenational, in conjunction with the lovely Kim Williams, we will be putting that program together and starting it hopefully in the summer. So that if you don't have HEDIS experience and you want to get involved, there's finally going to be this opportunity for you to get certified by us, and then hopefully get placed by us or through other measures. So don't want to let too much out of the bag yet about that, but visit HEDIScertify.com, and we'll have that going probably here within the next 2 or 3 days with at least some basic information for you. We now want to continue on with the Q&A, because we have some people that really want their HEDIS Geek bumper sticker.
Right.
So
you have another question?
Yeah, I've got a question. Dave's got a couple questions, and we'll just kind of go from there. So this one was actually directed towards Kim from Kathy W. Not sure where Kathy W. is from, but she wanted us to, her question is, can you explain the difference in HEDIS abstraction and HEDIS research? What's the difference, if there is any? I didn't know there was, but is there a difference between the research and the abstraction?
Well, the research team, Steve, the people on my team have to have at least 2 years of experience in abstraction.
Okay.
We do abstraction. We help out if there's a large influx of records. We help with abstraction. The people on my team are IRR'd, so they are cleared to abstract. We actually are, and in the hiring process, I explain to people, we're actually above abstractors.
Okay.
We look at what the abstractors have done. We re-review what they have done, but we also have access into the claim system. So if there isn't compliant data that we receive in, researchers identify a new chase or a new provider based on the claims data. So we research where there could be compliance, and we also research what the abstractors already done. So
okay.
Pretty intense.
Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know, because I didn't know what the differences were there. Dave, what do you got for him?
Yeah, we got a question from Julianne, and it sounds like Julianne's wrapping up a project right now, because her question is, what do you recommend spending your final few days focusing on, 100% overreads, or inching the measures to the next percentile?
I'll take Kim. Kim, can I take that one?
Go, Charles.
Looks like she wants to arm wrestle you for the question, but go ahead.
So that's a great question, and that is exactly where my one plan that we're working with right now is doing. We're working numbers to see how many outstanding chases we have, as opposed to how close we are to the next rating and meeting our benchmarks for 75th or 90th percentile. So there would be a focus in on a certain couple of measures that we're close on. Some of them we're not, the numbers just don't work out where we'll meet or exceed. We want to do at least as well as we did last year, but usually they want to get to that next rating is where their focus is going to be on. Of course, you need to do overreads, because if they get picked, they want to be compliant. You want to be 100% sure, but would be a focus on getting the hits.
Awesome.
Interesting.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's all I have for now, unless we get somebody that comes in.
You asked the first question already.
I did, yeah.
We kind of really talked about that. Awesome. Okay, cool. So what do you guys see coming up for next season? I mean, I know that sometimes the announcements from CMS don't get made till later in the year, but I mean, what do you anticipate? Do you anticipate that this is just going to keep building as far as the demand for HEDIS. I know we had our best HEDIS season ever, probably, with the total number of people that we placed.
Absolutely.
Especially with one of our clients. We were actually recognized by one of our national clients didn't we have the most HEDIS people of all their other suppliers?
She said we were their top supplier, which is an incredible honor coming from where it came from. So very happy about that, and my team's involvement. Yay, guys!
Yeah, this is a company that's like top 4 in the nation as far as health insurance organizations. So that was definitely a good accolade. But yeah, what do you guys think is going to happen for the next season? Any comments on that?
I think that you're right, Steve. I think that it's going to keep increasing. I think that we're going to also see, as people become more acclimated and more trained in HEDIS, there's going to be quite a bit more competition for the positions that are available. I see a little bit of change as far as, and no offense to Charles, but all of the clinical demand. I see a lot of coders coming into HEDIS. Very, and again, when people don't have the clinical background, there is that need for some additional training as far as HEDIS is concerned. But they outsourcing has kind of not produced the results that some of the health plans hoped that it would. There's language barriers. There's medical concepts.
So you're talking about offshoring.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. I don't think it's that a lot of health plans have found that it's not producing the results that they hoped it would. When they thought they were going to be saving a lot of money in their staffing fund, saving that money, I think, has created even more complexities with the language barrier, with medical terminology, with their concept and understanding as far as what we do. I cannot say that I'm upset about that, because I think that it should all stay here with us. I think there is enough here as far as people and companies and staffing and vendors in the U.S. for us to be able to do it and do it really well.
Yeah, I'm interested to know your take on that, Charles, because I know that's we've seen a lot of that. We've seen a lot of kind of the offshoring. What's your take on that, Charles?
Yeah, I have a mixture of that, because part of the company I work for does have an offshore office that is part of our company, so they want to supply them with work and help them out.
Sure.
But my other, there are certain contracts, city contracts and stuff like that, that have built-in amendments in there that don't allow that have to keep the work here in the state. So,
yeah.
It all depends on the client and the client's needs. I get a little bit, at the last conference, there's a lot more coding going on with medical records and not as much hybrid data analysis. So we got to be careful on how much staff we really are going to need as far as what measures are going to be satisfied by claims data, and not really need a full medical record review. So that kind of is an interesting to see where we're going to go with that. They are developing new measures every year that are designed on a hybrid, a medical record review. So we will always need that. But on the back end, when they run the claims, they're satisfying a lot of the measures with claims data. The need for a reviewer is not there necessarily. So I'm anxious to see where we do go. But there are all different types of audits coming around now. There's district audits, there's ACO audits. So the people who are doing, not necessarily just focusing on HEDIS audits, there are other opportunities out there to do healthcare quality audits.
Really quick before we cut to break, do you see more opportunities for people to work in this kind of quality management area on a year-round basis, doing like some of those other things like the ACO audits and things like that?
Yeah.
Do you see that increasing?
Yeah, they're going to start becoming more popular, I think, than the HEDIS audits. There are different types. So the ACO organizations, the group providers are all going to start doing these other types of audits. Ones and their measurement year changes. It's not January 1 to 12/31. It's half year, depending on their measurement years. But there's going to be opportunities to stay busy year round coming up, I think.
Okay. Awesome. Well, I know that's going to be news to a lot of people's ears. Why don't we take our last break? We'll come back and we'll do a final wrap up for the season and get to the final thoughts. We'll be back right after this.
Welcome to MedReview, a leading audit and independent review organization with 40-plus years of service to the healthcare industry, providing medical reviews, quality audits, and health services management. Our goal is to improve the world of healthcare by helping your organization preserve quality, control expenses, and boost your bottom line. MedReview serves health insurance companies, government agencies, attorneys, and labor organizations. MedReview provides quality surveillance and independent medical evaluations, utilization management, managed care assessments, medical audits and reviews, including DRG coding validation, HEDIS and QAR, charge audits, readmission review, and more. To find a winning audit and review solution for your organization's challenges, contact MedReview now at 212-897-6000 or medreview.us.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. David DiVito with Steve Thornley, Kim Williams, and Charles Slattery. We're going to wrap up the HEDIS show. Steve?
Yeah.
It's been fun.
You know, I just have to say that my final thoughts on the season, it was fantastic. And, you know, interestingly enough, we didn't have a lot of, like, employee, I guess, issues, if we want to call it that. Everybody kind of, you know, put the nose to the grindstone, and I think the word is spreading now that there's a huge need here, and hopefully next year, like I said, we'll be able to get people involved in HEDIS that, you know, maybe just have a good clinical background. Maybe they're an ICU nurse or something like that, and they just want to do something, you know, a little bit different. So that's what I'm hoping for with the certification program that we're putting together and things like this. But I mean, your department really placed a lot of the medical assistants that did the chart chasing. I like to call it chart chasing. You guys call it pursuit team. It's, you know, potato, but yeah, what are your thoughts?
I think a lot of our success this year really was based in the communication levels that we had with the people that were out in the field. Constant communication, just fantastic interaction, both with the managers themselves, with our clients, as well as our people that we put in place. So I think that higher level of communication really helped us avoid some of those issues, Steve, honestly, and really kept the flow going. If there were any issues from an employee standpoint, those were identified pretty quickly, and we were able to work through those with the hiring managers. So again, to everyone that we worked with out there, whether you were a candidate that we had placed in a role or whether you're one of our clients that we worked with, I want just a heartfelt thank you to everyone out there, because there was a lot of work and it took complete teamwork on everyone's part really to achieve a lot of the results that we've had. And you know, we were fortunate that I heard back from a lot of hiring managers that as they started to cut people off, they kept a lot of our people on. I was really proud of the fact that our people were identified as the ones, to keep them on board till the end and really help them wrap it up. And a lot of those people, again, have been invited back next year, and so extremely proud of that. And I want to just thank Kim and Charles for your involvement in the shows as well, because without you and your expertise, none of this would be possible.
Right. Yeah, we only know part of this, and that's the employee part. But you guys are the real experts. What are your final thoughts? Kim, you want to give us your final for the final finale?
The final of the final?
Yeah.
I think it was, congratulations to you all. I know how much you put into recruiting and pre-screening and placing the right people in the right positions. And that there is a definite benefit to somebody that knows how to help that person get their foot in the door. whether it's their first season or their 10th season. The right position for somebody is paramount. You always overhire due to attrition. You see people that can't make it. You see people that are incredibly intelligent, but their focus is somewhere else. So
sure,
you have to absolutely love this insanity.
It's like herding cats.
Yeah.
All right, Charles, you get the final word. She may have got to go first, but you get the final word. So
yeah. So first of all, I want to wish all of my fellow nurses happy Nurses Week. It's Nurses Week this week.
Absolutely.
And, without my teams this year, I would have not been able to get what we achieved done. They worked tirelessly. They were overtrained, and it showed. We finished strong with the one project. We're finishing strong with our other project. It just takes a lot of dedication. The logistics, everything worked this year. We had no issues with our logistics, with people logging in, and the tireless effort of collecting the records. And like David was saying, the communication, I'm on the phone daily with my teams, and there was open lines of communication. We all stayed on a group text or a group email, so that if one person had a question, maybe someone else had the same question, and it all got answered, and we all conferenced in on certain issues. That we identified issues, we resolved them right away, so that moving forward everything worked out well. Giving people opportunities in this field is paramount. Like Kim said, somebody gave me an opportunity, and now I'm managing projects, and it's just a great experience. I don't think I lost as much hair as I did in previous years. I didn't end up in the ER this year.
I actually grew my hair out longer, this year. It was totally butch last year, but
yeah, and I can't believe it's we're in the second week of May and we're finished up already. It was an amazing season. I want to thank you two guys for having me on the show.
Absolutely.
Well, introducing me to Kim, who's a valuable resource. She and I speak every once in a while and just get our HEDIS geek hats on.
That's what we're all about, is bringing people together, right, Dave?
Right.
We're very unifying.
It's all one love. It's all good.
Yeah.
I feel like since it's like we're going into summer, like I should be signing your guys' yearbook right now. Like, hey, congrats on a great HEDIS season. Have a great summer.
Right.
It's graduation day.
Yeah, it's graduation day. But we will be back, and in fact, carenational, we will start recruiting in August, late August. But in August, we'll start gearing up, because we know that people are starting to kind of think about HEDIS season at that point. So make sure to head over to our careers page at careers.carenational.com. We'll start posting some of the needs, and also just another plug for the HEDIScertify.com. We'll have that going in a couple of days here, so people can start looking into that. Dave, now I'm going to give you the last of the word.
Well, I'm going to give one quick shout out to RJ Mendoza, who does
our
all
producer.
Of the work.
Yeah,
so
RJ.
Everything you see, all the video. So he signs autographs. He's the true HEDIS rock star. Technical difficulties are not difficult for him, so he's got it. And we had plenty of that. But again, thanks to everyone. CareNational sincerely believes in really doing what's best for the candidates and for our clients. And it's been a pleasure to work with Kim and Charles and people who share that same vision of really doing what we can to make what is otherwise a very difficult project and season as easy and as smooth as possible. I'm honored to be a part of all of it and learning every year, and looking forward to next year, and following through in the summer and really making things happen and getting us all ready for another successful season next year.
And we might as well end with our favorite tagline, because in 2019, what are they going to need? They're going to need us for HEDIS. All right. Take care, everybody. We'll see you on our September show for 2019.